This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on lrodvinetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on lrodvinetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to lrodvinetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Thirsty Topics. Hey, Meryl.
Hey. How are you?
I am doing great. How about you?
Good. I like the shirt that you're wearing for people that are watching us. There's lots of numbers on it.
Thank you. I figured I'd throw something a little different on. I haven't worn this.
It's cool. It's very cool. I like it.
Thank you. Well, we're enjoying warm weather all week, but it's raining all week as well. So, so I guess, we have to go run errands. It's nice, but outside of that, I can't really enjoy it, but that's okay.
Oh, yeah. I hate that, that sticky, humid feeling. I don't miss it.
Yeah, that's true. How's the weather over in Burbank?
It's so nice here. We're definitely in spring/Coachella mode. But the funny thing is too, supposedly, usually in past weeks when it's at Coachella, LA usually is eerily quiet because all the influencer people are gone. So in theory, this usually is a good time to go to the really popular restaurants and coffee shops because that's what everyone is gone and it's kind of quiet here. But the funny thing is everyone has that idea. And so we went to a place. There's a place called Max and Helen's that I've been to before, but it's really popular here and it's really hard to get a reservation. And we showed up on Sunday thinking it would be very easy because everyone's at Coachella. And we arrived and the wait time was 2.5 hours. And so we turned right back around and then we went home. So it's so funny here that now everyone, it's on top of everyone already being at Coachella. Now everyone is trying to do all the LA things at once. So.
Yes, definitely. Well, before we get started, I do want to say that we had a lot of comments over the last week.
Really?
And the thing people were commenting on was the gas prices because I did a couple, probably 2 or 3 posts on that. And oh my God, it was people that was, saying, yeah, the prices were high and no, they're just gouging. I'll tell you, it was really entertaining reading those posts.
Wow. I wonder, yeah, that's crazy. And I wonder too, if any people are like me, where it almost seems worse when, what do? Do you fill up a whole tank at once or do you do little increments here and there?
You know what? I go ahead and fill up the tanks, especially now because, the gas prices may dip up a few cents the next day.
That's smart. That's smart.
I just go ahead and just fill it up.
See that once again, you're a responsible parent and adult, and I'm still living like I'm 13. I mean, I'm 16, but yeah, I fill up. I swear every 8 miles. So my boyfriend's always like, you have 33 miles of gas again. How do you get this? And so because I feel when it's so expensive, $16 here and there doesn't, in my mind it doesn't break the bank, but going and filling up once for $80 just feels so painful.
Oh, I don't blame you. I remember seeing this post, I want to say, was it during the pandemic? I forgot when it was. And it was a joke where someone put in there, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go into this liquor store, go into this gas station. Let me get 1,700 on number 3.
It's true. It's half a tank or something. Yeah, totally.
And then I saw one post. It was kind of funny. where he's like a guy came in there and said, "Yeah, give me 5 on pump one," and then the customer goes, "So you just going from pump one to pump two then?"
Yeah, I've had times for real where I'm like, I just want to have enough to get me home tonight, and then I'll figure it all out tomorrow. But yeah,
Depending on where you're at, because I've done that too, because obviously in the city versus out in the burbs here,
yeah.
there's a big difference in the price of the fuel. So, I may just put in again just enough to get around the house, and then
Mhm.
once I'm around the house, then I'll go ahead and fill up from there. But oh yeah, I've done that too.
Yeah. Okay, good. Well, do you want to start us off for this one?
You know what, Meryl? I'm gonna let you start off.
Yay. Okay, good. Well, I'll keep it somewhat brief because I can do a whole episode with you just on Coachella alone. But basically, the beat points of this topic for Coachella that I wanted to talk about is, I've been watching Coachella. I've been sitting home watching it all, and people are very obviously excited about Justin Bieber's set, or they were excited about Justin's set, and it was such a big deal. He was the headliner for Saturday night, the headliner for Friday night, Sabrina Carpenter. I don't know if you saw her performance, but it was just like amazing in terms of production and dancers on stage and costumes and all this kind of stuff, and everything was like big production. And then Justin Bieber came on and he did a very like raw, stripped back. It was just him and a few special guests and a few other musicians, but it was very divisive because you have some people mad that he wasn't doing like a huge big dancing production. I felt that way like the first couple songs of his set, and then I really thought it like completely turned around. Like my personal opinion is I thought it was great. Like I loved it. I did not think it was like very lazy at all. I think he also a lot of the set was he watched, like he was at his laptop and a video of him would come on, like he would play an old video of himself and then he would sing to it, and it was you felt like you were just kind of at his house watching like a video and just with friends. But I also think there was a tactic to that, because like he doesn't own his own songs, I've heard. So doing that was like, well, I've heard this, that it was a loophole, that he was basically like doing karaoke to his own music, and then that way like I don't know, something with the music rights and the fact that he wasn't doing a full song of those songs. I don't know if that's the truth or not, but if that is the case, then I think that also like adds another layer of what he could and couldn't do. I'm not sure if that's true, but I thought like the second half of his performance was so beautiful and good, and like that's when he took his hoodie off and we could see him and he was actually facing the camera, and like the end with fireworks. I just thought it was beautiful. And like I know there's a lot of talk about the women have to do this and that and the men get to like not do anything. I just felt like I don't know, I don't see it that way, even like as a woman. And I think like Billie Eilish has a lot of swag too, and she doesn't like we don't need her to do like backflips across the thing. Like if she kind of did the same performance, I think it would have been just fine. That's my own opinion. So I don't know. I thought it was beautiful. I liked it. I'm not like a huge believer myself, but I thought he has an amazing voice, and I think he's been through so much that not everyone needs to be like in a dancing boy band. We can appreciate different types of performances. And as like a casual fan, I did not feel like it was lazy. I felt like his voice sounded beautiful and he looked happy and healthy.
I definitely understand it, and I think you touched on a great point. Is it all depends on what he's trying to do with his performance too? Because
Yeah.
I've seen artists, big artists, do something, some things that most people would consider very simple, but the message hits home as far as what they're trying to accomplish. And then, of course, you have artists that go to the other extreme where, they're hanging from the ceiling, they're, dropping a car and, doing all of this.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to just say, what to expect. And then also, too, I know that there is a thing about those contracts that depending on how that contract is written, um, you know, there may be songs he can and can't sing. There may be stipulations to how long he can sing the song. So without knowing what that contract says, there's probably some truth into that.
Definitely. And especially like what we've seen with Taylor Swift and all these people is like
Yeah.
artists have their eras, and I think if this
Mhm.
is an era for Justin Bieber, and clearly like his Grammy performance that was also divisive, like just him and a stripped down computer, and the fact that he was like wearing his underwear stripped down. This is his era now where it's like just him singing. He's been gone for a while and now he's back, and like I just think his voice, like his actual instrument, sounds so good, and I thought he like looked beautiful and sounded beautiful, and so I just like, to me, this is what we get with him, and I thought it was really cool, and like especially uh obviously, you know, we're watching someone YouTube themselves and put it up, but it was funny. He was YouTubing videos of himself like walking into a glass door, and it just felt like you're hanging out with like a dude in college just looking up, you know, ridiculous videos. And to me, that's like what we want from Justin right now. Like I don't think he's going to be doing this when he's 48 years old and like on tour, but I think right now is like kind of a young guy, that's just like what we get. So I don't know. I liked it.
That's good. I'm quite sure there's a whole lot of people who liked it as well, Merle.
Yeah. My favorite so far that I've seen, I would love to hear if people watched it online, what they liked the best. My favorite set overall that I saw was Moby, like the DJ Moby.
Oh,
And I thought his set was so good, and like especially the people that he brought out and had with him. So I don't know. It just reminds me how much I love music so much, and I love seeing like different interpretations of it.
oh yes, music is a beautiful thing. I use that to relax, so I totally agree with you. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah, and no one can deny that. Like Justin Bieber's voice is, to me, it sounds so good. He has a gorgeous voice, so that's it. And it doesn't help that he's really cute and he has puppy dog eyes. So
Well, we're going to jump from one artist to the next here.
yay!
So, oh, you know who I'm talking about?
Of course.
Kanye West, who's also known
Ugh.
as Ye, has been banned from entering UK. So, the rapper formerly known as Kanye West, now legally known as Ye, has been banned from entering the United Kingdom. So, the United Kingdom Home Office blocked Ye's travel application and electronic travel authorization, ETA, in April 2026, refusing him from permission to enter the country to headline the 2026 Wireless Festival in London. Now, the reason they gave this is that the government deemed the president's not conducive to the public good. This decision followed extensive pressure from officials and the public regarding his history of anti-Semitic remarks, pro-Nazi comments, and the selling of swastika-themed merchandise. So, following the travel ban, organizers of the Wireless Festival announced the cancellation of the entire 3-day event, promising refunds to ticket holders. Here's the thing. This is called consequences, okay?
Yeah.
I remember he made a comment, and I don't remember when it was, saying, well, I can make as many anti-Semitic remarks as I can, Adidas won't drop me. Okay, we saw how that worked out for him. I look at it like this.
Sure.
Racism is racism. I don't care who's
Yeah.
doing it. I don't care in what context. Racism is racism. And I don't know what he was thinking to believe that there was not going to be consequences for his actions. What do you think, Merle?
I agree with you, and as a Jewish person, thank you for saying that and for totally like realizing that's how it should be. Where we should all stand up for each other and not allow it, whether
Mhm.
it's one ethnicity or another or
Yep.
whatever.
hmm
Yeah, I feel like he's definitely lost me in the past couple of years because he's just obviously he has mental health issues, but he definitely like it's just I'm no longer interested in like investing anything in him. And to me, there's just so many other artists with talents that deserve to be heard, and I've just kind of had enough of Kanye for like definitely a lifetime. So yeah, I agree. It's just the kind of you mess around and find out type of thing. So I think these are consequences. I'm still hoping for like 10 years from now he's like, oh wow, I'm healed and I'm healthy, and like that was really weird stuff that I was saying, and now I'm just like focused on music and being nice to everyone. But I feel like he went a little bit too far off the deep end for me to like personally care anymore.
This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on lrodtvnetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on lrodtvnetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to lrodtvnetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.
Well, I mean, for me, Merle, and I guess speaking as an African American, as a Black person, it's shocking that he would want to go in that direction, knowing what we as a people have been through,
Yeah.
what we went through, slavery, okay?
Yeah.
Discrimination, redlining. And, we're still going through that nonsense right now. So when you think about our ancestors and what we went through, why would you want to participate in it? That part I never truly understood.
Absolutely. And like I feel like we've all given him a lot of grace, but even just what he has shown to be important to him in the past couple of years in terms of like weird and to me like bad fashion and just kind of like parading around some of his women like naked, and it just I don't know, he seems like his priorities are very vapid, and I feel like Kanye would not like Kanye. like if he knew himself, it's the exact type of person he wouldn't like. So I hope he like is healthy and gets better or whatever, but for now he has to have some fall from grace.
Yeah, and the real sad part about this whole thing is he is really talented. I mean, he's a very talented
Yeah,
individual. And
absolutely.
when he does these antics, I think it takes away from that. And what happens is instead of people focusing on his craft and what he does, they're focusing on all this other stuff.
I
And
know.
I don't really understand that because, you know, when you hit that type of stardom and that type of wealth, it could be gone in an instant. I remember I was watching The View and they had Ice-T on there. And I remember he was saying that in this business, it doesn't take much for us to fall off grace. For
Yeah.
example, if I were to take my keys and throw them across the room, my career is over. Just in that one little instant,
Mhm.
regardless of all the decades I've been doing this, I possibly ruin my career. That's how vital, how fragile it is to be in the entertainment industry. And
Yeah.
Kanye is not new to this. He's been around a long time. And I don't know if he thinks that, because he's Kanye, he can get over stuff or whatever. But, when you start losing money, like hundreds of millions of dollars, I don't care how rich you are, that's hundreds of millions of dollars.
Exactly. Exactly.
So,
I tell this every single time. You've probably had to hear this 10 times, but one of my favorite LA moments was I was at an event and one time I forgot my laptop and I had to like turn around and go back in Los Angeles traffic. And I was like on the phone with my boyfriend and I'm like, I'm having like the worst day and a headache and I'm stuck in like Hollywood Boulevard. And right at that moment, one of like the celebrity tour buses got in front of me and kind of cut me off. And then behind that walks Kanye and walks up to my Jeep and like puts his hand on my Jeep to like stop, like to basically be like, I'm walking in front of you and you're not gonna like hit me kind of thing. So I have this picture of like Kanye with his hand on my Jeep.
wow. Okay.
And it's so funny because I remember getting home to my boyfriend and I'm like, I don't have enough time to tell you. I just need to grab my laptop, but like Kanye just touched my car. So that was my peak. That was my peak care. That day was the day I peaked of caring about Kanye, and ever since then, it's all been downhill. And as a Jewish woman, I stopped my car for him, so that was my kindness for the day.
All righty. Sadly enough, that doesn't surprise me.
No, it was just like the typical day in LA where it's like, I hate this. I'm stuck in traffic. A tour bus is in front of me. Now Kanye is crossing the street. It was crazy. Well, my thing, another very Los Angeles dark story is the Ketamine Queen was sentenced in the Matthew Perry case. Jasveen Sangha, I think her name is, the drug dealer prosecutors called the Ketamine Queen, was sentenced to 15 years in prison for supplying the ketamine dose that killed Matthew Perry in October 2023. The article said that she had pled guilty to felony drug charges and admitted she ran a North Hollywood stash house, while prosecutors said she continued dealing even after learning Perry and another customer had died from drugs tied to her. Her sentence is one of the most serious outcomes so far in the wider case involving 5 defendants. So, I mean, obviously, this is sad for everyone involved. Like, it's just so tricky because it's like ketamine is stuff that some people take recreationally. You know, no one should take it, but it's like in these situations, like, whose exact fault is it? Because it's like she prescribed it, but Matthew Perry was still an adult and still taking it. It's like, to me, it's everyone is involved and everyone is, you know, bad. But especially if you're dealing drugs and giving people either like bad drugs or knowingly, but it's also like, what is she supposed to do? Like call someone and say, I'm not, you know, cut them off like the same way a bartender cuts someone else off. Cause it's like, if we're expecting drug dealers to be the voice of reason, I think we're kind of not going to be excited with the outcome.
Oh, absolutely not. And you know, I have mixed feelings on it. And the reason I do is that it's good that justice was served, was brought to her. The bad part that I don't like about this story is the thousands of people who go through that same similar circumstance and they don't get justice, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, understandably, you know, Matthew Perry is a big star. People know who he is, and I get that. And I'm not saying, you know, they shouldn't have did what they did. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm just saying
Right.
is, it'd be kind of nice if the average person would get the same type of justice too. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, you know, she got what she deserved. You know, they presented the evidence. They found her guilty. She was sentenced. Again, I just wish that that justice kind of finds its way to other people.
Me too.
Well, talk about finding things. Well, if you were watching the astronauts that was in space, there was a piece of spread that kind of floated right along.
Ew.
So a jar of Nutella spread was caught floating in the space capsule. So, let's see here. Oh, this is out of order here. Here it is. So, a jar of Nutella stole the spotlight as it floated around during a Artemis 2 live stream. The viral moment happened minutes before the crew set the record for the longest distance humans traveled from Earth. I tell you, girl, this is the kind of coverage that you can't even buy.
I know. God.
I'm like, maybe I should have sent them a coaster or some, you know, with.
I know. I mean, it's surprising though that we don't see more things floating by with just. It's like, to me, like everything would be floating in my world.
Yes, that's true. That's true. And what's so amazing about this, Merle, is that their sales spiked hard after that. I mean,
really
buying it just because they saw it floating in the space capsule.
Oh my God, that's so weird. Because it's like, would that make you hungry or like wanting it?
And, you know, it just shows you when people see stuff from with a famous person, they're gonna try it. You know, they're gonna give it a try. But talk about advertising that you can't even purchase. Oh my gosh.
Exactly. Now I feel like Pepsi's going to be paying for like things to fly. Like we're going to add a whole new layer of
I
advertising.
was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, they could make so much money from like
Oh,
having a
yeah.
Dorito fly through, or
You know the crazy thing that would be perfect with their brand with the Dorito floating
it
and
would
one floats into someone's mouth. That would actually be kind of perfect.
like a Cool Ranch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I could totally see that.
See, we need to write them in. We need to get paid for this, Meryl.
Exactly. It's like, okay, you're either going to choose a Kit Kat or like a peanut butter cup floating or a Doritos. Yeah.
I would love for people to tell us what would you like seeing floating in the capsule? What type of food?
Yeah. I feel like maybe like popcorn would be an obvious one, but that would get what you don't want is to have it to be eating anything that gets like stuck in your throat when you're up there and like
That's
yeah,
true.
I'd be so worried. Also, like what happens if you do have some type of like medical emergency and you're there? I would just be so freaked out.
Well, don't forget they did have a major emergency that to take care of. You know, when the toilet wasn't working. To me,
Yeah. God.
that's a major issue.
It is. It is. Oh God, it's too much. I don't know how they do that.
And I think they said it went out like two or three times. But, you know, they fixed it. I'm like thinking, oh my God, what would happen if they couldn't fix it? Oh my God.
Yeah. No way. I'd have to. That would be the one time I'd just like open up the rocket and be like, "I'm sorry, I just have to float to Pluto and do my thing."
But it
Um.
shows you, it shows you, we always talk about the major stuff that can happen, but we also forget there's some minor
Oh
stuff
yeah.
that are just as important.
Yeah. Especially too. Even if you just get like the allergies and you're sneezing everywhere and yeah, it's just like you don't want any rogue bodily function happening at any given point.
Amen to that.
Well, my last one for this is of course juicy, just a maybe an affair, we don't know, but photo surfaced showing Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel and NFL reporter Diana Rossini holding hands, hugging, and spending time together at a resort in Arizona. Uh, People reports that the Athletic placed Rossini on leave while it reviews potential conflict of interest concerns because she covers the league and he's obviously a high profile NFL coach. The problem is that they're both married to other people. So, you know, and also like no one else is at the resort with them. And so to me, like, I mean, this is a heck no. If I saw my boyfriend, like, that's just ridiculous of photos. To me, if you're like a married man and woman, you should not be with another man and woman floating in a pool, like holding hands, or it just seems like very weird and inappropriate. And to me, one of those, like, don't mess with what I'm like seeing right now. Cause even if they're like, oh, we're here on a business trip and we're just friends, like, you're not like hugging your random friend at like a resort when it's just you two. That seems really weird.
They must didn't see what happened to that couple in the Jumbotron, huh?
I know this gives them for sure. Absolutely. So, of course, like that's really weird. But if I was one of those spouses, I'd also be thankful for the news breaking because as tough it is as it is, it's like you have the whole cold hard evidence of what's actually happening and like the photos. And to me, like even if you're not having a full on affair, like this is inappropriate and weird to be like on vacation with someone else. And like two adults that are drinking at a resort, like why wouldn't you think something is up?
Oh yeah, and you know the thing is too, the optics of that could potentially get them fired. Just the optics alone. So
Yeah.
to me, I don't understand because when you're a celebrity, whether you like it or not, you're always being watched. Even when you think you're not, you're always being watched. So
Yeah.
you think you're being slick or whatever, you're really not. It's just a matter of someone catching you, and then you have to ask yourself, was it all worth it to begin with? Um, Again, this gives me the optics of the jumbotron, and we all kind of saw where that happened, where that led to. So
And then like someone tried to do an interview with that woman and say that she was like already divorced, which maybe they were already separated or something. But by that point, public opinion is out. I'm like, we don't care. We already are against you. Like, sorry, you can't walk it back.
That is so true. That is so true. Well, my last topic is actually a feel-good moment. So Lowe's is betting on the trades. So the Lowe's Foundation plans expanded $250 million investment to help train and develop 250,000 tradespeople over the next decade, increasing skilled trades workforce commitment fivefold. So basically what they're doing is they're building on early momentum. The foundation is on track to reach its original funding goal a year ahead of schedule, with nearly 53 million invested in 65 nonprofits and community colleges nationwide. Building Back America's Trade is a new three-part series produced by the Lowe's Foundation that will premiere Saturday, April 11th on the Magnolia Network, and the next day on HBO Max and Discovery Plus, showcasing inspiring skilled tradespeople and their mentors. Now, I get it what they're doing for, show and whatever, but I think this kind of cuts into a deeper thing that we talked about every so often is college is great. If you have a plan and it makes sense for college, definitely go. I've never been a big fan of just going to college just for the sake of going to college.
Right. Absolutely.
But the one thing that and I probably am dating myself, but I know when I was in high school, they actually had trades in the high school. They had shops, they had drafting, they had accounting, all different kinds of things. Because right now there's a dramatic shortage of skilled labor, a dramatic shortage, and it's only getting worse.
So, of what you said, it cut out for a second.
A dramatic shortage of skilled labor.
Like electricians and like plumber, or like totally, like welders and stuff.
I really commend Lowe's for what they're doing. I love to see this expand because there's so many different opportunities out there that people aren't aware of. So what do you think, Meryl? What do you think about what Lowe's is doing?
I'm in 100% agreement with you, and like especially with AI taking over so many jobs, clerical jobs, office jobs. I think like having a trade and knowing what to do is wonderful. And even if you don't use it for a profession and you end up doing something else, like you may be able to use that knowledge for your own house or to help do contractor work on the side or whatever, so I think it's so good to have those skills. And just like you said, it's wonderful if you go to college, but also if you don't, it doesn't mean in any way that you can't be really successful. And I think that's amazing.
Absolutely. Let's hope this keeps on going and other people catch on.
Yeah.
Well, Meryl, what do you have coming up?
Well, because I didn't learn any trades, I will be doing stand-up comedy. Those who can't do stand-up. So I'm excited about a show Friday, April 17th, this Friday in Santa Barbara. So it's at the Santa Barbara Comedy Club, which is like a very cool speakeasy, and with some of my good friends. And it's really fun.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Please make sure if you're in the area to come out and support Meryl. She would definitely love to see you.
Thank you. It's my version of being a plumber or a welder.
There you go.
But only it doesn't pay. Exactly. Only other people watch me and like are very confused by me, so it's good.
Well, everyone, thank you again for watching and listening to us. And also thank you for all the comments. We really appreciate them. And like I said, I do read all of them. So thank you so much. Please make sure that you help us out by letting other people know who we are. I'm Lawrence Elrod.
And I'm Meryl Climo.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on lrodthenetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on lrodthenetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to lrodthenetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.